Hello everybody, Lori here from Unique in the Creek. Hello, hello. Say hello when you come in. Today we are going to do a quick patriotic wreath. Right now I'm using kit 003 that we have on our website, both Canadian and Americans. It is a USA ribbon kit. Now, I've done this kit a couple times before, so you will find another version of this kit on our YouTube channel. And I will link that when I'm done the live. This is a different version of that one. There's two ways I'm going to show you can make it. There's a million ways you can make something, but these are just two ways, suggested ways of how you can make this kit. The one I made before, I made it a couple times. It is the ribbon. It's all ribbon all the way around the ring with the USA sign in the middle. We're going to do something a little bit different this year, okay? So say hello when you come in. We're going to get started here. Just making sure that everything is flowing here. Okay, so if you don't grab the kit, I did put the SKUs for the supplies I am using down below. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 Margaret. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Kim from California. Hello, Tilly. Neva from South Carolina. Kathy from North Carolina. Wow, we're all over the place. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Terry on YouTube. Hi, Lynn Broadbent. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to be using the ring board. This is a really, really easy project, my friend. So if you, like I said before, if you haven't watched, I am doing Patriotic quite early in the season because there's so much USA patriotic stuff going on this year. So there's Memorial Day, there's July 4th, there is Labor Day, there is 9/11, and then you guys also have the election coming up in November, the midterm, and it's the 250th anniversary of the USA. So a lot of people are going to be wanting to show their patriotism, and that's why I came out with a lot. I think there's 3 or 4 patriotic USA kits. Now, Canadians, I do have a Canadian one coming out, but I just needed to get the American ones out first. So that's why it's so early. I know it's only February, but the kits only last so long, okay? This particular kit, we're going to have a lot of supplies left over. So if you wanted to do this, if you could find another sign, like I said, I linked the stuff below, and grab another ring board, you're going to have enough to do 2 of these. Or I'll show you when we're done, if you use this and like I said, you have enough to make another one, you can grab a 8-inch sign, you can grab a 6-inch sign. I'm going to show you guys how you can use the leftover with the same kit, okay? So let's get started. Like I said, we are using the ring board, okay? And if you're not familiar with our ring board, there's the top. There's 2 holes, and these are our hanging holes. They're kind of divoted in. And then we have rows. You got row 1. Oh, sorry, circumference 1 and circumference 2, okay? And then there's 16 actual columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, 16. For today's project, we're only going to be using 8 of these columns. So where the number 1 is, okay, where the number 1 is, you're going to take a zip tie, and this is just preloading our board, okay? Take a zip tie, and where the number 1 is, the first hole, go down that hole and up the middle hole. So we call that one, so this is hole 1, 1.5, hole 2, okay? And you're going to preload every other row with your zip tie open, okay? So leave it open because you're gonna see what we're gonna do. So you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zip ties on your ring board open. Once you've preloaded your board, you can put that aside, and then you're gonna take your mesh. And with your mesh, you're gonna need 8 pieces at 22 inches. That is half the roll. We're only using half the roll, okay? And now this, like I said, this kit can be done a whole different way with, it's just a ribbon wreath. So with that, this is the mesh to go underneath the ribbon for the boning. Since we're doing a different way, this is the mesh that we're going to cut at 22 inches, and we're going to put it on our ring board in 8 over top of those 8 zip ties. Okay, so you need 8 pieces of your mesh at 22 inches. Okay, if you don't have a rotary cutter and a mat, you can just use scissors and like a measuring tape, like a fabric measuring tape. But you have over half a roll. Alrighty, 8 pieces at 22 inches. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our sign all prepped. Now, we're going to use hot glue for our sign. So this is our sign. It's just USA, simple USA embossed sign. Okay. You're going to need 2 pipe cleaners, which again, if you got the kit, is in here. There is rubber bands in the kit. For this particular design, we don't need the rubber bands. So just put them aside because these are the rubber bands I use for all my flower designs. However, if you're doing the ribbon style wreath, like I did last year, you're going to need the rubber bands. Okay, and you also get some clips. So what we're going to do is open your pipe cleaner, and you're going to slip it through the slot in your cable mount. Okay, now I like to use the gray pipe cleaners so everything stays gray on the back of your wreath form. It just looks, or your wreath board, it just looks more professional. Okay, now we're using the ring board, so you may see this sticker through the back side. And if you're selling this, you definitely don't want anybody to see the tacky sticker. So I always remove the sticker. The number of the SKU is down below. All right, and then there's a piece of tape over the saw hook. We're not going to use the saw hook. We're going to use the sides of the sides of the U and the sides of the A. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I got my hot glue. You can also use E6000. If you're going to use E6000, which is a much better way to glue on your cable mounts, if you use E6000, do your sign the night before. So the E6000 has, you know, about 24 hours to cure, because it does take a little bit of time to cure. But I'm going to use hot glue as well as E6000. Now, the back of this cable mount is adhesive. The adhesive is not the greatest. So if you're selling your wreath, don't just rely on your adhesive on the cable mount. If it's just for you, you can use the adhesive. Your sign will probably fall off in the heat, but at least it's only yours, right? But if you're selling it, don't use just the adhesive on the cable mount, all right? Hello, everybody. Western New York, you're not too far from me. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of E6000, which is going to give me a permanent adhesion, and then I'm going to use some hot glue. And you can also use it's an automotive tape. I have it in Lori's tools. The automotive tape works really well for adhering as well. Now this has got a matte painted back, so the adhesion on our cable mount with the glue and E6000 will stick pretty good. Okay, you're gonna now press down. Don't do it with your fingers. Oh, I think I turned it wrong. Okay, I'll change the pipe cleaner. Pipe cleaner goes either way. Push down with scissors or something, okay? Because the glue kind of comes up and you don't want to burn your fingers. All right, so there's the one. And then I'm going to go directly across and put it on the U. So I've got a big dollop of E6000 and then some hot glue. And I'm putting it pretty close to where it is on the A. And again, we're going to push that down. I put a lot of glue on there. Oops. All right. So once you got that done, you don't need any more glue. That's all the glue you need. So like I said, if you don't have a glue gun or you have super glue or E6000 or DAP or whatever, you can use that for your cable mount. You can also, if you have a hole punch, not a hole punch, a metal hole punch. That's not a metal hole punch. Where is it? Here it is. You can get them fairly inexpensive if you like to secure your signs right to your board with a hole and a pipe cleaner. You can get a hole punch, a metal hole punch on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. I think this was $8. So you can put a hole in any of your signs. So you could put a hole on the U, on the A, and use pipe cleaners to attach it. You will see the pipe cleaners, but it's a better way to secure your sign. So whatever you do, you need to, we're gonna have 2 pipe cleaners on each side, okay? So I'm gonna put this to the side, let that dry, and we're gonna start. First thing we're gonna do is, you've preloaded your board, we're gonna make just a straight old ruffle with those 8 pieces of 22-inch deco mesh that we just cut, okay? This is a fairly good deco mesh, even though it's got no metallic stripes or anything in it. This is a fine weave deco mesh, so it's quite thick, so it's very sturdy. So what you want to do is unroll your 22-inch lengthwise in front of you. I do it with curl down, so this would be curl up, right? Because I let go and it curls up on itself. I'm going to use it curl down. Okay. I'm just going to throw something at the end just to keep it flat so I can get a nice ruffle. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to start at the bottom and approximately in the middle, you're going to pinch the mesh together so it makes like a pleat. Okay. Pinch. Lori Jefferson, you're coming to the shop. Oh, I'm going to be letting you guys know when we're having our grand opening. So wait till then, Lori. It'll probably be mid-March. We're just waiting for some nicer weather. And we got some, I can't get the sign up because it's too cold out and blah, blah, blah. So, oh, hi, Tom Hutton. Hi. Okay, pleat. We're going to pinch. Okay, once you pinch it, you're going to take your Peter pointers and pull some more mesh in. Bring it to where your thumbs are. Pull some more in. And you're going to do this all the way down the center of your mesh. Okay, and I like to finish the end and start the end with my mesh, the edge of it where I've cut, facing down. So it's down towards the table. And it makes this really pretty ruffle. Okay, you're not going to let go of the middle, but you can see it just is pleats in the middle there. So once you get to the end, make sure it's even. You're going to take your mesh, right? And where you've loaded that zip tie, you're going to put where you're pinching it right in between the two holes where your zip tie is loaded, okay? And then we're going to come around. So take your tail of your zip tie and the head of your zip tie. The tail has to go into the head, the flat side of the head, and you'll hear a zipping sound. Okay? Before I tighten it up really tight, I like to make sure that my ruffles are even. So it makes a pretty ruffle. Okay? And once I'm good with that, you can pull it nice and tight. Now, my hands are a bit sore today, so I have my needle nose pliers out. And then you're just going to clip off your zip tie tail. I have a little bowl here. Well, it's not quite little, but. So we're going to skip a row. So remember we preloaded. And it's 8 pieces ruffled up of mesh, 22 inches. All right, and this is the last one. I'm going to put it right on top, come around. Oh, that's the zip tie I was playing with already. Want to hear that zipping sound. Thanks everybody for joining me this afternoon. It's been busy, busy, busy at Unique in the Creek. Holy moly. All right. Again, make sure my ruffle is nice and nice. There we go. Gonna pull it tight and snip the zip tie tail off and throw it in the garbage. Okay, so this is what we got so far. It's actually a really nice base, isn't it? 8 pieces of mesh at 22 inches. All right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to go back over those 8 zip ties with another one. Okay, so go down and back up. Don't close it again. Just like this. Hi, Margaret Wakeman. So we're going to put another 8 just right over top. I forgot to bring a drink down. What's the chances my husband is watching? Yeah, not bad. It's half a roll of mesh. Not bad, not bad. It's a pretty piece. Okay, one more zip tie. Okay, so there's the front. Party on the front, business on the back. Nice and neat. That's why we use the gray zip ties, right? Nice, nice. Now, for this design, there's a few different ways you can do it. So we are using 2.5 inch blue and white stars, and we're using a 2.5 inch red and white ribbon. Okay. What you can do is you can do it any way you want. Okay. I'm going to kind of do it like a flag. All right. So what you can do is you can either, so right here is the top. Okay. This is where number 1 is. You can see right here. That's our 2 hanging holes. Okay. You're going to go. Now, if you want to do it like a flag, when it's flipped upside down like this and I have my hanging holes in front of me, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So from here to here, 1, 2, 3 is going to be blue and white stars, okay? And then the rest of it can be red and white stripe. That's if you want to kind of do it like a flag. Now, I was thinking, because there's 8, I'm thinking I want to do it 4 stars and 4 stripes, but I want to keep kind of kitty corner. So I can do a 4th here and do from here to the center in stars and here to the center in stripes, but that's half and half. I think I'm going to keep it 1, 2, 3 stars, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zip ties of red and white stripes. I just confused everybody, I know it. All right, anyways, so when we flip this over, this quarter right here, 1, 2, 3, is going to be the blue and white stars. All right, and then the rest of them are going to be the red and white stripe. Sorry, forgot to turn my ringer off. But the easiest thing to do right first is to, before we put all the ribbons and everything on, is to attach our sign. Now, you can put your sign going straight across, or you can put it going diagonal, like this. I usually always do it diagonal. I never kind of do it straight across. You can, however, if you want. So, let's find the top, which is right there. And I want my USA to go like this. So, and the reason I want it to, well, it can go like this too, but this is, these 3 are going to be the stars. So I want the red to go just right at the bottom of the stars ribbon. So, see where I put the 3? I'm going to put the pipe cleaner for the U right here and here. So right after the 3 here, this is where I'm going to put the pipe cleaner for the U. Now, this is see-through mesh, so I'm going to go right through the mesh to attach my sign. So you can't see on the screen, but you just push it right through, and that way the mesh is sitting nicely underneath the sign. Okay? Loosely give it a twist on the back, and then I'm going to go directly, so everything has a corresponding row, right? So I'm going to go directly across, right, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me today? Right here. Directly across, so right straight across, right here is where I'm going to go with the pipe cleaners for the A. So I'm going right across. And it just gives it a little bit of an angle. If you wanted to go straight across, there's the axis of the vertical, right down, and the horizontal. So if you want to do it straight across, you would just go here and here, and here and here. Easy, easy. I'm going to do a little kitty corner, so I'm going to just do it right here. Hopefully that probably confused you, but it was meant to explain. Okay, again, I'm just going through the mesh. Just poke it through. There we go. Okay, usually I don't put my sign on first, but for this one, it's going to be a little bit easier. All right, so there's our sign. I'm going to give it a couple twists. I kind of just pull. I feel some resistance. As soon as you feel a little bit of resistance, twist it. Okay, that's a good indication. That way your sign sits flat. Okay, our sign's on. Now we got to do our ribbons. So like I said, I'm going to do 3 zip ties of blue and white stripe. Each zip tie is going to get 3 pieces of this ribbon at 12 inches. So you're going to need 3, 6, 9 pieces of this ribbon at 12 inches. That's why I said you're going to have a lot of ribbon, a lot of supplies left over. So I'm going to use my measure buddy. I'm going to bring it down to 12. Okay, normally we do 14, but for this particular design, we only need 12. And I cut some already. I think I might 3. I need 6 more pieces. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cut it off. Slide your ribbon off. Okay, you can cut the ends, or you can just simply fold it. If it's nice and neat, fold it over lengthwise, and you're going to cut from the folded bias to the outside corner like this. So that's the folded. Now I'm doing 6 ribbons at a time, so you want to make sure you have sharp scissors. And that way it gives you a really sharp V-shape dovetail that it's normally called. And then we're going to do the other side. So you need 9 pieces of this blue and white stars at 12 inches. And then you're going to need 15 pieces of the red and white stripe at 12 inches. And that's pretty much your whole wreath. So I'll show you how we're going to do this. So I'm going to fold these in half. Make a little pile here. Now if you do write on the back of your board like I do, you can just take some rubbing alcohol or some Goo Gone and just use a paper towel or whatever and take your Sharpie marker off. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 stars. And we need 15 red and white stripe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need 6 more red and white stripe. So we're going to make sure it's at 12. So this is, we've used maybe a quarter of the roll. So like I said, this is why I said you can do 2 wreaths with these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the Measure Buddy can be purchased at uniqueinthecreek.com. And all of our authorized dealers, they also carry the Measure Buddy and our zip ties and our boards, as well as Amazon and uniqueinthecreek.com. All right, so I'm dovetailing again the folded bias to the outside corner. Gives you your V shape. So we're done with those. Fold this in half. And that'll give us our 15. Again, when I do these tutorials, they're merely just suggestions, okay? They're just suggestions on how you can put your wreath together. You don't have to go by my directions or anything, but at least you can see the finished product and decide if you like it, and you can do it. Absolutely copy me all the way. That's what I do these for. And then if you don't like it and you like the other version, at least you're not wasting anything, because you know, you already decided that you want to do it a different way. All right, so I'm going to put a zip tie right in my hanging holes. I'm going to go down and back up. Again, this is the top, and this is our hanger. So we've used 17 zip ties. So you do get a pack of 100. So we're only using 17 of them. All right, there's our hanger. Oop. This is why I say, if you can, let your sign sit. I'm just going to put a clip there. I'm going to put a clip on the other side just to make sure it doesn't come off while I'm working on this. All right. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Top 3 to the left are going to be blue and white. So I'm going to use, I like to use my little clothespins. What you're going to do is you're going to open up one of your 12-inch, pinch, and we're going to pinch it in the middle. And then I'm going to pinch the second, and I'm going to flip it up. And after I flip it up and make sure each of the ribbon sides are the same length, I'm going to pinch it. Okay? And then I'm going to do that again. Flip it up. Once they're even, we're going to pinch it. Okay, so one is straight, and we're going to put, you see right here, I'm going to put this one, the straight one, right in the center. This one, and remember we have our zip tie open. This one I'm going to put going that way, and this one I'm going to be put going this way. And then I'm going to come around and do my zip tie up. Okay, so we have one going this way, one going straight, and one going up. Okay, I'm happy with the ribbon lengths and everything. So I'm going to pull my zip tie tight, and I have the head of the zip tie, I'm going to pull it towards me so it's not in the center of my ribbon bundle. And I'm just going to kind of push it down. And then I'm going to take these and I'm just going to bring them up a bit. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for the next 2. It's called plastic canvas, Neva. But I would use a Unique and Creek board. So, because by the time you buy the canvas and everything else, it's going to be almost the same cost as Unique and Creek board, and you'll have your wreath done before you even put your plastic canvas on. Just saying. Okay, again, I'm going to put a straight one. Just going to kind of move these over just a bit so I can get these on. You're welcome. Okay, this one's facing up. This one's facing down. Come around, do it up. Nice ribbon. Again, I'm pulling towards me, cut the zip tie tail off, and then push it down. So you can see why I didn't use a ton of mesh, because you're going to see most ribbon, all the ribbon, right? So the mesh is just kind of peeking out in behind. Okay, last 3 stars. And of course, you can do this technique with any kind of ribbon mesh combo. It's just a really, really inexpensive way. And you'll see at the end, it's pretty amazing how it looks like there's so much material. Okay, so we got the straight, the one facing up, the one facing down, and come around. Okay, this nice ribbon, nice ribbon. All right, that's all we're going to do for the blue and white. Just move this a little bit around like that so you see the U a little bit more. So the ribbon's just kind of framing the U like that, and then we'll put these ones down. Okay, now we're going to do the red and white. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm just going to yell up to my husband to grab me a drink. I forgot to bring my water down. And I talk too much. Honey? Dave? Would you be able to bring me a buble down? I forgot. Thank you. Sorry, my friends. Look at this. I forgot. I'm doing this one next. Look at this bee. This is a kit. This is a kit, my friends. There's a whole, all kinds of florals and everything in this kit. Look at this bee wreath attachment. And we have the ladybug. How stinking cute is that? Sorry, off track. I seen it on my couch here. I had to show you guys. That'll be the next tutorial I'm doing. Okay. Thank you so much. That's better. I'm just going to kind of move that. Clip. I put so much E6000 on there. It is best to do your sign if you can the night before. Or use the automotive tape. Oh, I see what it's doing. There we go. It wasn't clipping to the cable mount. Brenda, it's on uniqueinthecreek.com for the Americans as well. There's not very many of either left. They were on pre-order. All right. Again, I like to pull it towards me, clip that off, push the head down, and pull up the ribbons. So the rest of these zip ties are going to be red and white. I'll move these when we're done. Hello, Miss Blewett. Probably don't have to clip the center one, but all right, straight. So you've probably seen these wreaths before, but I've seen a few that look, you know, similar to this, but I find the ribbons look so messy, I guess. I think it's supposed to look like that, but I wanted to figure out a way to actually make it so that the ribbons are neat looking and not just looking like they're thrown on there willy-nilly. Again, these ribbon tails are 12 inches, not 14. If you did 14, it's going to be a little bit like overkill, and you don't want to waste ribbon. It's too expensive. If you take your ribbons and you kind of bring them up and out, give it that 3D effect, and then you won't see the, you don't see your pipe or your zip tie either. Hello from Wisconsin. Okay, we're almost done. This one's going to be a little trickier. I am going to slide this underneath. Put this one on first. Probably only need 2 for this one because the sign is there. Now, if you go straight across, you're not going to have the problem of the sign. It won't overlap on the zip tie, but this looks better. All right, so once we're done. Okay, the last one. This is the ring board. Very easy. Very patriotic, my friends. All right, we're done. So now's the fun part of, I kind of was trying to do my ribbon tails as I was going. Just kind of move. Okay, we're going to move this one over here. You can even trim it, like if the ones that are going over the U and the A, we can trim those up to make it a little bit smaller instead of fighting with it. There we go. You can see the U a little bit better. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, the A. And we have a USA. USA. Congrats to the American men's team and the American women's team in hockey. What? Good job, boys and girls. Good job. Now you can also put your sign on after you put it on all your ribbon tails. That's totally up to you. I'm just trimming them down. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm doing. Again, there is another tutorial with this kit on our YouTube channel where it's a different type of ribbon wreath. Still using all the supplies that are in, that I just used. So all the ones that are kind of facing towards the USA, I'm just trimming down a bit. There, it just kind of sits there in the center. And then I'll hold it up for you. Take the clips off. Trying to just move the ribbon tails so they overlap. And there we go. Ooh. So this wreath finished is 24 inches in diameter. And it looks like an American flag. So we got the front, there's the back, all nice and neat. I'm gonna cut, oops, I used my ribbon scissors. Don't use your ribbon scissors to cut your pipe cleaners and your zip ties. It dulls them. So I'm gonna cut that down, push it back down the hole. Nice and neat. I'm gonna erase my my scribble. Again, you can use rubbing alcohol, Goo Gone. There we go. Put your sticker on it if you're selling it. There we go. Business on the back. Throw your sticker or tape your business card to the back of the board. And there's the front. And of course I'm going to have to fix my tails again. Okay, and that's all I got for you guys. There we go. USA. USA. Again, you can just trim. I'm just going to tuck these away. I want a few ribbons over top, but I want you to be able to see that it's USA. There we go. That's good. I'll fix it again once we get it on the door. Okay? Now, like I said, if you want, you can definitely make another wreath. We got 3/4 left of this and just a little over half of the red and white stripe, and we have half a roll of mesh. You could grab another ring board and you can make one just like this again. And this time you could make the whole thing. Don't put the USA in the center or anything, or unless you have one. But you can do if you have a 6x12 sign, you can put that in the center. If you have an 8-inch sign, you could put that over on the side. You can also use a 6-inch over on the side, or you can put no sign, do the stars and the stripes, and maybe make a star, blue and white star bow to go right here. Actually, I wonder if that would look okay. I'm going to try a bow. Put a bow just with blue and white. But then that would take away from the look of the flag. If I put a bow. Let's try one anyways. I'm just going to do a simple bow. So let's do a 14-inch tail. Half twist. Just 2 loops. 5-inch loop. Half twist towards me. Another 5-inch. And no twist because now we're coming down with the tail. Just make sure my loops are the same size. Looks good. We'll see how that looks. You don't have to do a bow. You could be done. I just want to see what it looks like. Okay. Get a pipe cleaner. Okay. Pull that off. Okay, got a pipe cleaner going around. Squeeze that pipe cleaner in the back and twist the bow. Okay. Just something simple. It'll break up some of this red and white. And then we can put it, let's put it right here. Kind of over top of this bundle of red and white. Again, you don't have to do this. I just thought it would look kind of cool. Oh, it looks pretty neat. you, Jessica. I love teaching. So if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing and following, if you watch on Facebook, if you could give us a little follow. If you watch us on YouTube, if you can give us a subscribe, it really, really helps with the algorithm. You get your scissor fingers, I call them. Just hold the center of your bow and kind of pull up and out, and it'll give you that kind of nice curl to your tail. Kind of break up some of that red and white. What do you guys think? Oh, it actually looks kind of cute, doesn't it? There we go. I'm going to keep it on. Again, using my ribbon scissors that I'm not supposed to. Tuck that away. And that's it. Love it. Well, thank you for joining me this afternoon. I'm much appreciative. Judy will be live on Thursday this week. I will be live. I just don't know when. I will be live doing the Bumblebee kit. Jackie, I think Jackie's going to be doing the Ladybug one. And I also sent Jackie the Eagle. We have an Eagle Patriotic kit on the website as well. They right now are a pre-order. We sent out our first batch already. The second batch will be going out on Friday. And once they're gone, they're gone. Okay? So if you want one, you need to get them. A lot of it's already sold out. Alrighty? Alright. Well, thank you. Perfect bow. Aw, thank you. Hi, Stacy. Haven't seen you in a while. All right, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, and